This is Sports Charlotte, the podcast about sports in Charlotte. My name is Herb White. I'm editor-in-chief at the Charlotte Post. It is Wednesday, November 26, 2025.
I'm Cameron Williams,
That's
staff reporter.
Cameron Williams. I know who you are.
Well, first-time listeners didn't.
Well, but anyway, this is Cameron Williams, who's a staff reporter at the Post. And it is day before Thanksgiving. And we're thankful for a lot of stuff, especially the ability to cover sports in one form or another. And we're thankful today to have stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
And we're going to start with a couple of well-known athletes in Charlotte who are the subject of a lot of conversation these days. LaMelo Ball, who obviously is the Charlotte Hornets point guard, and Bryce Young, who is the Carolina Panthers quarterback. So let's start with Bryce. And the Monday night game was nothing to write home about.
Ooh.
The Panthers did some things well, especially on defense, when you force 3 interceptions in the first half, and you put yourself in a position to not only keep a game close, but possibly win it. And the offense just lays a huge turkey egg.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Look, I think sounds like a broken record, but we've been talking about this the last 5-6 weeks now. Carolina looks like world beaters one week. Then the next week they turn around and absolutely look like garbage.
This is true.
Garbo. I mean, I just don't understand how it's a pattern. It's week after week. Last week he throws for 4,000 yards, might as well say.
It was a team record.
It was a team record and looked great. Looked absolutely great. This week, 169, a touchdown, and 2 picks. Make it make sense, Herb.
It doesn't.
No.
And that's why there's that conversation that will not go away in terms of whether to extend him or not. And like I said in a previous podcast, if the Panthers don't know, they shouldn't execute an extension. And frankly, based on the overall body of work, I can't see the reasoning behind trying to give him an extension because it is so inconsistent. And the other part of that is the team itself seems to be making improvements. They're making strides. They've got an offensive line, even though injuries have reared its ugly head again. The offensive line, when healthy, looks like a good unit. You've got playmakers, especially in Tataroa McMillan.
Yeah, he had butterfingers, though, the other night.
Well, yeah, but I think that's sometimes just a rookie thing.
But this is supposed to be your first round pick. This is Herb's man. This is all world.
He is.
He looked like he played in the Pac-12 or whatever Arizona's conference is on Monday night. He had the touchdown catch. Good for him. He did. I mean, now I understand from a receiver's perspective, you got to have the quarterback get you the ball, and I know that's kind of our point of discussion here, but T-Mac has had games where I'm scratching my head thinking, man, maybe they should have took that linebacker.
No.
Yeah.
He's going to be all rookie. He leads all
but the sample size is so small. I mean, this rookie class is not just like, holy cow, look at this rookie class. Last year's rookie class with all those quarterbacks, that was a rookie class.
And that also brought you Xavier Legette, who we all are seeing.
We're all in that man's case.
He's not in McMillan's class in terms of that ability and that execution. But that's aside from the point.
No, but apparently he's having fried raccoon for Thanksgiving. I saw some clip on TikTok where this guy was interviewing him about his favorite Thanksgiving dishes, and he randomly listed them off, and he's like, deep fried turkey, green bean casserole, mac and cheese, and then he said fried raccoon. He's like, oh man, I'm going to have to move my turkey from number 1 to 4. Give me that fried raccoon. I'm like, what? Anyway,
I'm not sure that will be on my menu, but
fried raccoon, chitlins.
not chitlins.
But
Chitlins.
let's
But
looking at
Bryce
Bryce
Young,
Young.
right?
But Bryce Young, that man, that should be a lead. But Bryce Young, I can't for the life of me understand what his mental block is to where maybe it's a momentum thing. Maybe if he has a good drive to start off a game, maybe it just starts to flow. But I mean, you could say that. But he had a good drive to start. What was it? The Patriots game,
Mm-hmm.
and then they ended up getting blown. Yeah, they had a great drive, march right down the field, they score, and then
Kablooey.
kablooey.
And to me, that in a nutshell encapsulates the Bryce Young experience 3 seasons in.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying necessarily that you have to get rid of him, but you do need to do something. And I don't necessarily think it's coaching. I think Dave Canales has improved as a play caller and as a coach in his second season. And I can see where he's going, and it looks like it's a very good trajectory. Bryce Young is flat to middling to holy smokes, what is that?
Yeah.
And you just can't invest in that as an option. Now, does that mean you go out and draft another quarterback so that you're stuck with 2 young people who are going to be up and down? Or
You got 2 quarterbacks. You have
none.
There you
Absolutely. Go. And do you then leave it up to somebody to seize the moment, seize the day, and become QB1? Or do you say, well, since the NFL is doing such a great job of reclamation projects with quarterbacks, do you wait until somebody throws something out onto the trash heap and take your chances with that?
That's an interesting perspective. I was going to say you could do what the Cleveland Browns did, just have 5 quarterbacks preseason.
And you still have none.
Yeah. Well, the Cleveland Browns are the Cleveland Browns.
For a reason.
But I don't know what the right answer is. If I did, I would be in the Panthers front office making a lot more money and a lot bigger decisions. But I like Bryce. I really do. I think he is a capable quarterback. He has shown he is capable. Consistency. That's what he's lacking. You can't go, and I'm not expecting him to throw for 480, whatever it was, like he did against the Falcons every week. Can we get 250 and a touchdown or 2 touchdowns out of you every week?
And some ball security, maybe?
Yeah, that pick was that pick, you don't want to talk about Canales' play calling. That was probably the worst play calling series, down at the goal line of his life. You get down there, you're at the 2 or 3. Let's pass it 3 times, shall we? You got Rico Dowdle back there who only had 6 carries but had 38 yards, so he's got a pretty good rushing average. Give the man the ball once or twice and then throw if you absolutely have to. Now let's throw 3 times and let quarterback Shorty, as you coined him, throw it right to the guy. Just, ugh.
Or he could have just run with it.
He really could have.
Run, pass option, whatever.
Even play action, bootleg around the end and just, okay, y'all are sticking to your receivers. Let me just walk on in here.
Yeah. I don't know. That was kind of curious.
So if you're going to get rid of him,
I wouldn't get rid of him.
Well, okay, if you're going to... Well,
I would give him some competition.
He's going to start somewhere. He could start at the Cleveland Browns.
And the Browns might actually bite on that deal.
I'm just saying, you're not going to be able to keep him and have him not be your starter. I just don't foresee that being a situation where Bryce is going to be happy. I think Bryce knows he's capable of being a starting quarterback in this league. I just think he needs to ramp up the consistency and not do things outside of his wheelhouse, but try to mix things up. I mean, you look at the games that he has produced and produced at a high level. He's been creative. He's ran. He's scrambled. When he gets reserved and tries to be this pocket passer, things don't go well. At least from the sample size. And look, I've not watched every single game this year, but I've watched most of them. what I'm seeing is he just needs to improve the consistency. I think he is the franchise quarterback for the Panthers.
So you would extend him.
I would extend him. I don't know how much money I would give him, but I would definitely. I mean, he's not some max contract extension type player, but I would extend him and write somewhere in the buyout clause or whatever, only guarantee him so much. Maybe guarantee the first 2 years or whatever, but I don't know how you could write it up. I would just make sure that you don't get hosed financially.
Well, maybe, but on the other hand, Bryce, like nearly every NFL player, has representation.
Oh, yeah.
And if you're an agent, are you going to tell your client to take the home team discount at the risk of missing out on way more out on the free agent?
But who's gonna pay him leaps and bounds more to come be a backup?
Well,
what team
but
now?
Somebody would say, look, we can give you something that Carolina didn't guarantee you an opportunity to start.
Well, the only team right now in the entire league that I see that being the case, New Orleans.
Perhaps Pittsburgh.
Well, with Rodgers going to be retired. But look, Mason Rudolph didn't look bad this past week.
Mason Rudolph. Keep that name in mind, right? He's been around for a while.
He's been around a while, but
not a franchise quarterback. Stopgap at best. But if you're the Panthers,
Mason Rudolph's the pride of Northwestern High School.
Congratulations. Congratulations. But I'm just not feeling at this point in time.
What about the Dolphins?
Well, Tua, huh? Statistically, Tua is the better results quarterback. So do you really want to go that direction?
Tua is also statistically the most injury-prone quarterback, maybe other than Joe Burrow.
Well, yeah, that too. So, look, if the Panthers decide that they're not going to extend Bryce, keep in mind he still has another year.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying if the Panthers really wanted to go out and try to force some improvement one way or the other, let him play that fourth year as a prove it. Get a backstop in, whether you draft another quarterback, sign a free agent, or whatever reclamation project is out there, and let them figure it out with 1 year to go. If Bryce Young plays great, okay, here's your extension. If you're what we think you are those past 3 years, then adios, and it's no problem.
Okay. If you extend them, or even if you extend them and then you look to trade him, or if you don't extend them, what team right now is going to take Bryce Young? As we wrap this discussion up, I'm going to go through here and list all these teams and tell me which team that you could see him taking over. Okay, we'll just start in the AFC. New England, Drake May. Nope. Buffalo, Josh Allen.
Please.
Miami and Tua. 50-50.
Dolphins are so... You talk about the Panthers and up and down. The Dolphins are worse. So, I don't know.
Maybe. New York Jets and Justin Fields.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so there's one. Baltimore and Lamar. Pittsburgh with A-Rod and Rudolph. Okay, maybe two there, right?
Yep.
Cincinnati with injured Joe Burrow.
No.
Okay. Cleveland with
all that going on.
Yeah, with their plethora of quarterbacks and
no, you already have too many.
I mean, they do, but
do you have a good one? And if Bryce Young were that good, he wouldn't be on that market anyway.
We got Shador and Dylan Gabriel and Deshaun Watson.
No.
Okay. So back to, let's see, we did Cleveland, Indianapolis with Daniel Jones and the way they
reclamation project that's working.
It is. Jacksonville and Trevor Lawrence.
No.
Houston and C.J. Stroud.
Please.
Tennessee with Cam Ward. Okay. Denver and Bo Nix.
No.
L.A. Chargers and Justin Herbert.
No.
Kansas City.
No.
Las Vegas with Geno Smith.
Raiders have a history of taking chances on reclamation. Perhaps.
That's 3.
If Pete Carroll is still the coach.
Philly with Jalen Hurts.
Mm-mm.
Dallas with Dak.
Nope.
Washington with Jaden Daniels and his slightly injury-prone self.
I'd still take Marcus Mariota.
Dang, go!
I'm just saying.
Getting hot in here. Okay. New York and Jackson Dart.
Promising quarterback.
Chicago with Caleb Williams.
Mm-mm.
Green Bay and Jordan Love.
No, thanks.
Detroit, Jared Goff.
Oh, no.
Minnesota with McCarthy. Or not Cousins. Who's their backup?
I don't know.
Okay, well, McCarthy. Is he going to take over McCarthy's spot?
That's 2 unknowns. No.
Okay. Tampa with
Baker Mayfield? Oh, no.
You got the Panthers. Atlanta with Penix or Cousins.
Well, Penix is coming off the knee injury, so they'll have to work him back in. Cousins will be like, 89 by the time next year gets going? I'll pass on that.
The Saints and Tyler Show. Show.
Yeah. I can see that. I mean, because you're not going anywhere with this dude.
Yeah. L.A. Rams and Matt Stafford.
He's elderly, but still better.
The Seahawks with former Panthers quarterback
Sam Darnold. Are we noticing a pattern here?
Yeah. San Francisco and Brock Purdy.
Or Mac Jones.
Or Mac Jones.
No.
Another Alabama quarterback. Thank you. Arizona Cardinals and Kyler Murray or Jacoby Brissett.
I think Murray is probably on his way out. Brissett, not a long-term answer. I can see Arizona.
Okay, so you got 4 teams in there. You said Arizona, New Orleans Saints. You said, let's see, the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly Pittsburgh or the Jets. The Jets.
Mm-hmm. There'll be a market for him. All you need is one suitor.
Yeah, but how much is said suitor going to be willing to pay? Because all those teams we mentioned, 2-9. Okay, Pittsburgh is 6-5. But then you've got the Raiders are 2-9. The Saints are 2-9. And the Cardinals are 3-8. They're going to need much more than a quarterback.
Well, yeah, you do need infrastructure.
These teams aren't just a quarterback away.
Yeah, and that's the point with the Panthers as well, because the Panthers are going in the opposite direction. The infrastructure is in place. You've got good running backs. You've got good receivers. McMillan, Coker, maybe Leggett if he ever pulls it together with a dash of raccoon there. And defense has gone from atrocious to meh, which is a huge improvement for them.
Yeah. I mean, the defenses look good the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, not just meh. They've looked pretty solid. You hold the 49ers to 20 points, you turn them over 3 times in the first quarter and a little bit, you got to capitalize on those mistakes. Mm-hmm. They didn't do that.
That's the point. So the Panthers have infrastructure. And maybe they are a quarterback away. A good quarterback, mind you.
I think Bryce is a good quarterback. I just think he lacks consistency.
If you lack consistency, you're not good.
That is not. I mean, okay. Take us, for example. Do we ever have a story that we write or a video or a podcast we create that may not be up to snuff? That isn't our absolute best?
On occasion.
Red line.
Well,
inside joke.
On occasion. Yeah, you may not necessarily, you can't be perfect all the time. But that's beside the point. You're pursuing the perfection.
Well, I think Bryce is doing that.
He's not even in a position where he's pursuing good on a consistent basis.
480-something yards a week ago?
One game.
Okay, you beat the Packers at Lambeau.
That was the defense doing that job.
I mean, I know the Cowboys' defense is that of a big old block of Swiss cheese, but you put up 30 on them. You beat the Dolphins in a comeback effort. You beat the Falcons 30-0 week 3. You're playing the Cardinals close until they score late. I think he can be a very good quarterback. It's just you have to be consistent. I don't think you can strive for perfection. No one's ever going to achieve it. Closest thing to perfection as a quarterback spot's Tom Brady, and he wasn't perfect. He'll tell you that.
But you need help. You need infrastructure in order to get there. I'm just saying that the Panthers have infrastructure in place, and he's not even consistently good. Forget great. He's not consistently good.
Or
okay. Or middling.
I think he's good enough to be the starting quarterback in the future.
So you believe he should get an extension?
I think he should, because if you up your consistency, your defense holds the 49ers to 20. They hold the Saints to 17. If Bryce Young elevates his level of play or increases consistency even a little bit, they win those games. I really feel.
So you're saying your argument is, just like with most young people or people who are fairly new to a job, they need space and grace. They need time to bake out.
I mean, a little bit, yeah. Now, I mean, you're entering what? This is year 3 for Bryce?
Year 3. Mm-hmm. I'm even willing to scratch off year 1 because that was just terrible. But
just a little bit more baking time, a little bit more time, letting them juices marinate a little bit.
Okay.
I think this next year, like you said, evaluate him. If he's still showing some of the same inconsistencies as he's shown this year, maybe part ways. But right now, I think you give him just a little bit more time. I think he'll be all right.
So you would extend him at the end of this season, or would you just wait until season 4 unfolds?
Yeah, I would definitely wait to see what season 4 has in store.
Okay, well, I can get behind that argument. Anyway,
we've gone heavy on Bryce. Now let's talk about the other superstar in the city.
Yes, that would be one LaMelo Ball. And last week there was reported, it got out, that said that the Charlotte Hornets were perhaps not adverse to listening to trade offers for young LaMelo, who, keep in mind, is only 24. And it seems like he's been around forever.
Yeah, because he's never on the floor.
Well, yeah, out of sight, out of mind.
There's always anticipation. When's he coming back?
Well, but are the Hornets mistaken in being open to such talks or pulling a trade?
No, absolutely not. I've said it since I started covering the Hornets here. I'd have gotten rid of him a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. Because he's a ball hog or ball dependent or what?
Both.
Lack of defense?
His defense has improved a little bit. I'll give him that. But yes, he's got to have the ball in his hands. And B, your best ability is
availability.
And he's never available. I'd be willing to wager this man goes to a place like LA or New York where he wants to be. Well, there's not a spot for him in New York. Brunson's better.
He's also ball dependent.
He's also available and better.
Well, okay.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to be too hard on him because I understand injuries do happen, but I would bet if he were to go to a place like LA.
You mean Lakers?
Yeah, the LA.
Okay.
Them Clippers, I don't know. It's like false LA. That's like fake LA. The LA Lakers. I don't foresee him missing near as much time. I'm not saying he's faking injuries. I'm saying the rehabilitation process on said injuries takes a little bit longer here in Charlotte.
Okay. That's not a conspiracy, is it?
Oh, no. We love conspiracies around here. We don't work in conspiracies, but look, I can't for the life of me see how all off season they're talking about how he's getting stronger. We expect him to play 80 to 90% of the games this year. Man, you're gonna be hard pressed to get that now if he doesn't miss another game.
Well, yeah, but in terms of the on-floor activity, has the time run out on what makes him the leader of this team in terms of actual play? When Brandon Miller came along, they were two different players, obviously. And then it was like, well, whose team is it really? Which can be a very specious argument anyway. But Brandon Miller, better defender, can still get his points in bunches when necessary.
When he's available.
When he's available, which is less now than it was before. And now this year, you've got Con Kniffel in the mix. And
baller.
I said he would be, but
you said they would draft him fourth.
Absolutely.
You never said how good he'd be.
Oh, well, if you're going to go fourth, I think you're going to be a pretty good player. But
well, let's talk about the Hornets' recent draft picks and how they've panned out.
Well, yeah, they've had more misses than hits. No
Adam
doubt
Morrison.
about it. Woo! Yeah,
Frank Kaminsky.
Yeah, that brings up all kinds of memories.
All kinds of memories, good or bad.
Hey, I can even go further back. J.R. Reed, y'all.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, the Hornets, and you talk about the NFL model where you need to put infrastructure in for folks to succeed. LaMelo Ball is, I think, from the sample size of his 6 seasons in, he should not be your number one go-to dude.
Well, he's a point guard. He should be your facilitator.
Yep. And if you leave him to do just that, a team that could use a LaMelo Ball for just that, set everybody else and make everybody else better, that's where he would flourish. Too much is being asked of him in Charlotte. And
I don't think he needs
to taking him down, and the Hornets with him.
I don't think he needs to score like 30, but most of your good point guards, I mean, you look at James Harden. He's considered the Clippers point guard.
Mm-hmm.
He's dishing the ball, averaging 8, 9 assists, something like that, but he's also scoring 20 a game.
Yep.
Most point guards are going to, in today's free motion, whatever they call it, league, you're going to be asked to score around 18 to 20 points a game. If LaMelo can do that, plus facilitate, get his 7.5 to 8 assists a game, that's one thing. But there's some games, minus, the outlier where he had like 33, 13, and 13. Most games where you see him score a lot, he's not doing too much else. In most games where you see him pass a lot, he has like 12 points, 13 points. It's like, there needs to be a balance of scoring and passing, and I haven't seen that, at least in this season. In the past, I've seen that, and I'll say this. What was the season he was on the court the most, other than his rookie year? Was it
second season? I think it was when he made the All-Star.
Yeah. But that year, it was like a 25, 7, and 6 guy. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Can we get that LaMelo on the floor
on a consistent basis
for 85% of the season?
Mm-hmm.
Even if you have to have the load management games sprinkled in there just to keep him healthy. If we can get that LaMelo, sure, stay in Charlotte. If we can't, nice knowing you.
Well, but I still think that you need to have some definitive hierarchy when it comes to that offense. Is it Brandon Miller? Is it Con Kniffel? Is it LaMelo Ball? I say LaMelo Ball doesn't need to be that lead guy. You can make your argument between Kniffel and Miller and have at it. But you need to be able to figure it out in terms of, if you're the Hornets, in essence, can you add by subtracting LaMelo Ball?
Maybe. So hold on, let's see. 4 and 13 was 17 games, and he's played 10 of them. He's averaging 21 points and 9 assists.
That's not bad.
That is right where I said he
Mhm.
should be.
Mhm.
But he's played 10 of 17 games. He's almost missed half of the games played.
Yeah, that is an issue, and it's been one for a while now. So I don't know if you're the Hornets, stay or go. I mean, should the Hornets be like, you know what? We just can't take this anymore.
Who are you
He's
gonna
good box office, but
Who are you going to trade him for other than just picks? Because this year, coming out of the draft, looking at the point guard position, I don't really think of anybody that could be an immediate impact to replace a guy like LaMelo. Because I mean, you think the top three in that draft was Anthony Edwards, James Wiseman, and LaMelo Ball. LaMelo's LaMelo, and we've seen what he can do. Wiseman, Golden State missed out on that one.
Yeah,
But Edwards,
yeah, he's pretty good.
he's a dog. So you got that type of caliber player. I don't see there being a point guard or even a shooting guard you could replace him with, and even make Colin Sexton your starting point guard. Because I mean, Sexton's not a bad player, averaging 15 and about 5 assists a game. You have to get the right deal for him. The Hornets can't get hosed again. They finally hit a draft. Now just don't have a deal go through to where you just absolutely get rinsed.
Well, given their history, that's more likely to happen than not. But I don't know. I mean, and the fan base seemed to be at the end of its rope too, in terms of stay or go. You hear more of that go than ever. And if your customers or your potential customers are saying something, if you're the front office, understanding that this guy is still box office for you, even if you're not winning, and right now they are not showing any signs of a major turnaround, do you go that route?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it's really tough to say what the best decision would be, because I think if you have LaMelo available, you like him a lot better. I just think in general, if he's available for 85 to 90% of the games during the regular season, I don't think the amount of fans that want him out would be nearly as high. I mean, average 9.3 assists, and he's got a 2.6 to 1 turnover or assist turnover ratio. That's pretty good. I mean,
that'd be better if he were 3 to 1.
I don't know how many guards in the league have a 3 to 1. That's really good, especially when you're that ball dominant and you're bringing the ball up the floor every time. I don't know. I'll say this: if LaMelo is not available to play in 90% of the games in the regular season, bye. If he is, I would suggest keeping him. You mentioned his age; he's still 24. He's still got plenty of run left. If he's able to play, I think he's very beneficial here.
Okay, well, there you go. So we'll argue about that, and I'm sure you all will too, for the foreseeable.
This is like first take. We got Stephen A over here, and you don't like being compared to Stephen A.
I'm not screaming at anybody. Too many anger issues, but anyway. But we appreciate you being here for the podcast, either on YouTube, which I suggest you like and subscribe to, as well as on Queen City Podcast Network. And I invite you to go to our website, thecharlottepost.com, and become a subscriber to the Charlotte Post, either in print, yes, we do old school print, or the digital edition. And subscribe to our sports newsletter as well. It comes out on Thursday, which I guess means tomorrow for Thanksgiving. It'll still be there.
Working on Thanksgiving.
And also become a donor. So if you're not into necessarily reading or whatever, but you want to support our work, we appreciate that. And we ask you to become a donor, support our work so that we can keep working. Okay, that sounds fair. So for everybody here at the office in beautiful Derrida, that's Cam. I'm Herb. Thanks for watching, listening, and happy Thanksgiving.